Every day, thousands of founders, investors, and leaders fall into the trap. They chase growth like it's some golden ticket, spending countless hours, burning through resources, pushing teams beyond the limit, only to find out they were running in place. The numbers might look good, the dashboards might light up, but beneath the surface, it's smoke and mirrors. The pain here is real. Wasted energy, missed opportunities, relentless frustration. Growth isn't happening the way it should. It feels like running after a ghost, pouring your heart and soul into something that drains you rather than lifts you. And deep down, you know it. Something's off. But what? Why does growth feel so elusive? Why does it so often slip through your fingers, leaving you hollow, exhausted, doubting yourself? That relentless grind, that feeling that no matter what you do, you're stuck inside a bubble of illusions, is not your failure. It's the system, the mindset we are all trapped in. Most growth these days is an illusion, an engineered mirage that looks like success on the surface but has no real foundation. It's noise, hype, short bursts of fuel with nothing to keep the fire alive when the floodlights dim. It builds your ego and burns your trust. It's the promise gift wrapped in numbers that don't translate into lasting value, into meaningful impact. But real growth, the kind that changes everything, it's built differently. And this isn't about marketing tricks or quick hacks. It's not about chasing vanity metrics or scaling as fast as you can without thinking. Real growth is a living engine, breathing, adapting, relentlessly moving forward because it's rooted in truth, aligned deeply with purpose, and driven by people who refuse to settle for lies. Here's the brutal truth. If what you're doing right now doesn't make you uncomfortable, it's probably an illusion. Growth engines disrupt comfort zones. They break patterns that are familiar but limiting. They question every assumption, every rule, every so-called best practice you've been sold over and over again. Growth engines don't happen by accident or by following the herd. They require a fierce commitment to unlearning what's broken and building something raw, something real. So how do you spot the difference? How do you know if what you're building is a real growth engine or just smoke and mirrors? First, look at the foundation. Real growth starts with clarity, not just on what you want, but who you're becoming in the process. It's not about checking boxes or hitting quarterly targets to impress outsiders. It's about a relentless obsession with creating value that lasts. If your strategy can survive chaos, shifts in the market, or even failure and still gain momentum, that's a growth engine. If it crumbles the moment conditions change, or depends solely on external validation, illusion. Next, real growth engines are powered by alignment. Alignment so deep, it feels like an internal current that no one can stop. Between vision, team, product, and market, everything moves in sync. Every decision compounds. Every small win feeds the next bigger move. The problem? Most teams work in fragments. Departments act in silos. The one big bold idea is diluted by fear, politics, and mixed signals. You might think you have a clear direction, but in truth, you're building on shifting sands. The people leading real growth engines don't settle for surface-level agreements. They dig into these tensions, they confront discomfort head-on, they refuse to carry dead weight, because every careless compromise is a leak in your engine's fuel line. Third, real growth engines embrace the long game while exploiting the present moment. They're patient, but relentless. They don't chase fleeting trends or viral moments unless those fit into a larger, deeply considered narrative. Here's how the illusion plays you. It seduces you into believing faster, louder, bigger is always better. But it burns through resources like a wildfire with no plan to regrow the forest. Real growth understands that legacy beats instant gratification. It survives harsh winters. The pain of building something lasting is rough but worth it. The reward? An unstoppable engine that knows how to adapt and thrive through every storm. Here's a key secret few talk about. Real growth engines are built on connection, the right connections. Not meaningless networks or surface-level contacts, but fierce, complementary ties where rare individuals come together. each bringing fire and fuel, forming a system greater than the sum of its parts. This isn't about belonging to a crowd or fitting into a template. It's about finding the few who challenge you to become more, who reflect your fire, who amplify your impact. When you plug into this kind of rare ecosystem, your engine doesn't just grow, it ignites. The world might try to isolate brilliance or tame it into silence, but when the few find each other and lock in synergy, growth becomes unstoppable. Yet the hardest part is embracing ruthless sovereignty. Freedom isn't comfortable. It doesn't play by anyone else's rules. It asks you to take full ownership. No excuses, no shortcuts, no deflections. Not everyone can or will do this. True growth engines are powered by those who don't wait for permission. Those who burn brighter because they refuse to bend. Because they know the world will try to confine them, but they will shatter those chains with the singular focus of their will. That's what separates the engine from the illusion. The engine is fed by willpower and clear sovereignty, not fear or approval. This might feel like a high price, but it's the only price for real lasting growth. If you want real growth, forget the safe bet strategies. Forget following formulas that worked for others. Forget comfort. The engine demands something else: discomfort, unlearning, fierce clarity, brutal self-honesty. It demands a vision that puts you beyond yourself. Not just profits, but purpose. Not just scaling, but becoming. So what's the next step? You start by killing your illusions. Tear down the stories you've told yourself that keep you stuck. Growth is about more followers. More money equals success. I can grow without changing how we think or act. Kill these lies because they're shackles. Then, build your engine on fundamentals no one talks about loud enough. Alignment across every part of your organization. Clear and uncompromising clarity on what growth really means for you. A ruthless willingness to drop anything or anyone that slows the system, and the patience to build something that can survive decades, not quarters. And most important of all, stop trying to do it alone. Seek the rare few who get your fire, who push your boundaries, who challenge your ideas, and help you grow by forcing you to unlearn comfortable beliefs. Find connection that fuels your engine with fresh energy. Remember, an illusion feels good at first. It's the easy road, the shiny promise, the crowd's applause. But it leaves you hollow. It's a trap disguised as a prize. A growth engine is a battle, a crusade. It's hard as hell, relentless as time itself. But it's also a source of power no one else can take from you. The power to create, to transform, to become. The choice has always been there. Chase the smoke and mirrors that fade with the daylight, or build your real engine. One that grows beyond the temporary, beyond trends, beyond the limits the world tries to impose on you. So, what will it be? Keep spinning in place with illusions, or ignite the engine that's waiting inside you, waiting for the few who dare to fuel it with raw truth, boundless connection, and burning will. This moment is yours. Step into it with everything you've got. The world isn't waiting. The future you deserve isn't waiting. The growth you crave isn't waiting. It's here, now, demanding your full fire. Build it. Own it. Burn for it. Because nothing else will ever set you free.